iOS 18 is officially released. You can download it on your iPhone now. Here's all the new features you're going to get when you do. First things first, you're now going to be able to freely position icons anywhere you want on your home screen. You're also going to be able to resize them, make them larger or smaller. You'll have access to this new customization screen where you can do things like utilize dark mode or the controversial tint feature, which I've actually come to love and found some pretty cool configurations. Then one of my favorite parts of the update, the control center got a huge rework with a bunch more customization options now available. And more importantly, a whole bunch of new options added, both third-party and otherwise. I'd highly recommend scrolling through these as soon as you get it. And you could also add these pages on the right here to keep better organized. Similar to the control center, you can now change these shortcuts that you have in your home screen to pretty much anything you want. Messages now has RCS, so you could send things like read receipts and voice notes to Android phones. There's a bunch of new emojis added to tap back, so you can respond with pretty much anything you want. And one of the most long-awaited features, you can now schedule text messages by going to this menu here and clicking send later. This is huge. Calculator got a huge overhaul. If you go to the bottom left here, you'll now see the option to bring up conversions. You can do currencies, weights, pretty much anything. You could also go to math notes here and type out pretty much anything you want in normal text. It'll solve the equation automatically for you. You could also do it in your handwriting. It'll solve it in your handwriting. This is neat. I'd recommend playing with this. The flashlight UI got a little bit of an overhaul. If you have a new phone, you could do things like change the beam width. This is pretty neat. This one's pretty neat. You could add it to your control center. It's called vehicle motion cues. It'll add these little dots to the side of your screen when you're driving to help with motion sickness. You can now lock apps behind Face ID. Really easy to do. You just tap and click require Face ID. It's now going to be required whenever you open the app. Ending off with a banger, satellite messaging is now enabled, so you can send messages without service. You can set it up to control center. This one is absolutely huge. And that's all the main ones. Have you upgraded yet? If you have, I'd love to hear your thoughts and favorite features, and I'll catch you in the next video. In my opinion, this is the #1 reason to get an iPad, but literally nobody knows about it. Let me show you how it works. The feature's called Sidecar. All you need is an iPad and a MacBook. They don't need to be plugged into each other. You don't need to set anything up. All you need to do is go to the top bar on your Mac here, go to screen mirroring. You'll see your iPad pop up. You'll click on that, and just like that, your iPad is going to work as a fully responsive secondary display for your MacBook. You could drag windows between them just like you would an external monitor. It literally just works super seamlessly. Again, no wires or anything. You can move this thing around. Super easy to change the orientation as well. You just go to display settings, and then you're going to be able to arrange the displays if, say, you wanted the iPad to be on the right. If you work from home, having this set up to bring your iPad on the couch, or especially if you work from like cafes and stuff, being able to have a second monitor on the go is like invaluable. And the iPad screen quality is insane, way better than any external monitor you could buy. Especially with the new 13-inch Air that I got here, it's just... Anyway, hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Should you upgrade to the new iPhone? I'm going to tell you whether or not you should based on what phone you have now. Important note, I'm mostly going to be recommending the 16 because it got most of the new features this year, including the camera slider thing, and it also got the action button. The Pro is very pro-level video and audio focused, with this new microphone array and pro-level editing features. But if you don't do video and audio for your literal job, the 16 is probably the way. First off, if you have the 15 Pro, should you upgrade? This is the trickiest one, and probably not. Just like the 16, the 15 Pro can use Apple Intelligence. It has the action button. The only real new thing you're getting with the 16 is the little camera slider selector thing, which is kind of cool. If you don't care too much about the new camera slider thing, probably not worth upgrading. Now this is where things get interesting. If you have anything between the 15 all the way down to the 13. So anything between the 15 and the 13, you're gonna be missing out on one major feature, which is Apple Intelligence, and this is a pretty huge feature. Not only from a functionality standpoint, it's gonna be adding a lot to your phone on the software side, but it's also gonna be in your face pretty frequently because all your friends are gonna be sending you custom emojis and all that, and you're not gonna be able to. Not that it actually matters, but it's something to note that this is something you won't have. On top of that, you also won't have the action button, which is a nice addition. And of course, you also won't have the camera slider thing. Because of those three features, it's definitely justified to upgrade. You don't necessarily need to have a functional phone, but you would be getting your money's worth if you got the new phone because you got all those new things. Lastly, the 13 or older. So there's no real proper line here drawn, but the 13 is kind of considered colloquially as the last like current gen of iPhones. If you have anything younger than 13, it's probably going to be prone to slowing down. Maybe the battery's degrading. You just won't be able to handle any of the latest updates for much longer. So if you have anything younger than 13, I'd definitely say upgrade. Not only will you get a new faster phone, but you'll get all the new features that dropped over the last year. Especially this one. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching.